Hey there, E here from eEats and Healthy Treats. With day 14, the last 40 days of summer, with a new salad each day. Today's salad is Salad Oh Zucchini Galore. Say that 3 times fast. With a yogurt zucchini dressing. Featuring zucchini, of course. We will be using it 4 ways in this salad. In fritters, in dressing, as a raw veggie, and as some crispy, tasty bites. Along with the zucchini is green leaf lettuce, carrot, some fresh herbs consisting of dill, lemon balm, basil, and mint. Let's get into it. First, we'll start with chopping up our 2 of our herbs here, the dill and the lemon balm. Just bundle that all together and slice it up, dice it up in many different directions. And then we'll add that to our bowl that we'll be making our salad dressing in. Next, we're going to take this huge zucchini. This came out of one of my husband's friend's gardens. So we're going to split this up into 4 different sections. This first section we'll be making our tasty crispy bites out of. And the next section will be used for our fritters. We'll use another section to make our salad dressing. And then the other one will be sliced up into the veggie bites. All right, starting with our back end section, we're gonna peel off the skin. And this is the only portion that we're not using the skin in. So we'll just use a peeler, vegetable peeler, and peel that right off. Next, we'll cut that in half. And I want to remove the seeds from this. Because this is going in the salad dressing, I don't want any of those seeds. So we'll use a spoon and scoop the center section out. Kind of like when you're taking a pumpkin and removing the seeds out of that. And after all, they're both a squash. That one popped out much easier than the first one. All right, we'll clean up the cutting board here, set those to the side. Move on to the next section. This section will be used for our tasty strips. So we'll cut that in half, and then we'll cut each of those into thin strips. I made these ones a little bit thinner, so I ended up making a second batch. I had a heck of a time with this, but I did make them a little bit thicker and then cook them differently. First time I did this, I tried to bake them on a higher heat, and they just kind of looked crispy and burnt. Anyways, we will take those, put those on a rack. We don't want any of them overlaying each other. They need to be laying there individually. Then spray those with some cooking spray. And the only seasoning I'm putting on this is some garlic salt. So we'll sprinkle on the garlic salt. And those will then go into an oven at 170 degrees for about 3.5 hours. I did bump up the heat about the last half hour to 200. So the next piece, we'll just shred that up on our grater. That will be used for our fritters. We'll also be adding carrot to our fritter, so we'll go ahead and grate that. Bailey would like to know what's going on, by the way. So grate that up. And, well, there goes our end piece. We'll add that to our bowl as well. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of salt just to kind of help draw out some of the moisture. And we'll set that aside and then work on our last piece. This piece I will cut into quarters. I was going to make zucchini noodles out of it, but that just didn't work out well. So we ended up cutting them into thin slices and basically making them matchsticks. All right, after the zucchini has sat for a while, the shredded one that is, we'll put it, I have a tea towel here that I'm going to use to wring out any of the excess liquid. I probably should have squeezed a little bit out before putting it in the towel because we did make a little bit of a mess on the cutting board afterwards. So I'll blend that up and we'll squeeze that right back into the same bowl. So this liquid I'm going to use to help make our salad dressing and then use in the fritters if we need a little extra moisture in those. So don't throw it away. I will put it in a different container and set it to the side. So here we'll throw in those hollowed pieces into a blender, and there you'll see I'll add some of that juice. And I'll take that over to the blender, give it its first blend. So it needs just a little bit more liquid in there, so we'll pull that off and pour some more liquid in there. Give another blend. Then scrape down the sides. As you can see, there's still a few chunks in there, so we just want to scrape everything down and give it one last blend. The consistency at the end reminded me of some runny apple sauce. Anyways, we'll take that, pour that into the bowl with our herbs. And give it a good mix. At this point, we'll add in our yogurt, garlic, and cayenne pepper. And then mix that up well. I did add the rest of the juice in there. Gave it a quick taste, thought it needed a little bit of something, so I gave it some garlic salt. I still wasn't quite satisfied with that, so I did decide to add some basil and some mint to it, and also some white wine vinegar. So let's go ahead and cut up that basil and mint. And these came fresh off of some plants that I have outside. So I'm just going to kind of roll that up all together, give it its first slices, and then we'll dice in every direction. We'll add those directly into the dressing. And also pour in that white wine vinegar. Give it one last taste. Definitely much better. So let's move on to our fritters. Take an egg and crack it into our bowl. And we'll take a 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm just going to incorporate that all together, making sure to get any flour off the sides as I go. Now this is going to be pretty pasty. But I'm not going to add anything to it until after we add in our zucchini and everything else, just in case there's excess moisture there. So we'll add our salt and our dried mustard. And next we'll add our zucchini and carrot. Mix that all together. And I did think it was a little bit dry, so I will add a little bit of that liquid from our zucchini juice. And incorporate that as well. So now it's a little more gooey than dry. And that's about the consistency that I want. So over to our skillet, I'll add some oil. And also a dollop of butter, just for extra flavor. And using a small scoop, I'm just gonna scoop up some and add it to the pan. These don't need to be perfect by any means. I mean, they're fritters after all. So we'll just dish that all into the pan. And then after they're all added, I'm gonna kind of pat them down a little bit. I don't want them to be thick, I want them to be a little bit thinner. That way they cook all the way through, because they will get browned quickly on each side. So you need to make sure that center gets cooked too. So after the bottoms have gotten crispy and you can move them around easily, we'll flip them over. They have a nice golden brown color. So I think the first side I cooked for about 2 minutes, and probably about the same for the second side. I did end up flipping them again just because they were starting to maybe get a little bit too dark. So I'll take one of these off here and make sure that it is done in the center. And I did turn down the heat just a little bit as well. And this is over, I started at a medium heat, so you might want to turn that down just ever so slightly. So here you can see it cut in half. The center looks cooked. It does not look raw or gooey anymore, and it has a little bit of a flexibility to it. We'll remove those from the heat. And then move over to building the salad. So I'll take our green leaf lettuce and give that just good rip into bite-sized pieces. This is a very green salad. I should have maybe called it very green salad. Very green zucchini salad. After the lettuce is added, we'll add in our matchstick zucchini slices. I'm going to add 3 fritters to this. Those fritters were so good. And then we will add in our dressing. This doesn't pour like regular dressing because there's no oil in it. I did try a little bit to add some oil, and it just, you could tell it just left the little like pellet looking pieces of oil, so it didn't mix well with the zucchini. So that's why there's no oil. So we'll add our crispy bits in there and let's give it a taste. Like I said, the fritters were excellent. The crispy bites really added that extra special touch. And of course, zucchini is always pretty delicious. The salad dressing, it's pretty good. Maybe not my best, but it still worked well here. And we had our zucchini galore salad. So I hope you enjoy. And until next time, be blessed and act in love. Later.